Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Good friend of mine in the US government, the former US government, he said, look, there are simply two types of companies. There are companies that are, as we have heard before, that are hacked. There are other companies that just simply don't know that they're hacked. And there's no other group of companies. And what I would like to do today is I would like to put it in the context of the megatrends we all observe. And part of the answer to those megatrends is, and one of the megatrends is actually digitalization. In 2020, we will see more than 50 billion connected devices. Just some years ago, it was 1 billion. So we see an enormous exponential increase here. And I strongly believe the Internet of Things, if you have seen something, we have seen the tip of the iceberg so far. The answer is there are opportunities to use software, to use analytics in our production processes, in our grid systems, and only through those we will be able to address the requirements for increased flexibility, time to market reduction by 50%. So it's a wonderful world. All is digital and it's all perfect, and we address the challenges of megatrends if it would be secure. And this is one of the critical topics. And you mentioned it before. What are we talking about here at this conference? We talk about industrial control systems. And the organizations in the US, ICS CERT, so the Cyber Emergency Response Team, they reported that actually the attacks on these control systems have increased by almost 20%, by 70% last year. And something interesting is happening too. Yesterday's was the energy systems. It was other infrastructure areas. Today, the leader, negatively, leader is actually critical manufacturing. Now, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. When we look at an institute, Ponemon, they asked leadership, and they said, well, is cybersecurity cost or is it strategic differentiation? And the answer was 75% of the leaders they asked, they said, well, it's cost. And it's only 25%, it's really strategic differentiation. However, they also said, in 3 years, 2/3 will be really differentiating strategically. Now, that's really critical and important when we talk about corporate budgets, when we talk about government budgets, to have the right focus and right priorities. We have significantly increased the investment. Today, we talk only in innovation about double-digit million euro investment. We have annually between 70 and 100 patents only on the security side, and investing and specifically in our automation products. These are numbers which are even fourfold of what I just mentioned in pure innovation. For our internal cybersecurity, we are following a strict ABC logic. We know we cannot protect every element. We call it golden nuggets. We have defined golden nuggets in our company that we are protecting. Those golden nuggets are in special centers where they are protected. One is in Munich, one is at another site. And we are very purposefully have this in two separate sites. Not one is not very well known, and it won't be, because we want to make sure that those golden nuggets are really safe and protected. In addition, we monitor and assist internally and our customers with so-called cyber defense centers, which we have on all 3 continents. And we see when there are intruders into, especially again, the automation systems, the industrial control systems. 2016, we are marked actually 30 years that we are in IT security, with a very, very strong increase, as I mentioned 6 years ago. And it helped us, this experience, to bridge the security in the information systems and the automation systems. But we are fully aware, experience, investments, priorities will not be enough. It's not an effort of one company. It's not an effort of one country. It's a real team effort. There is no limitation in borders when companies or governments are attacked. The international cooperation can significantly reduce the time between the recognition of a vulnerability and its elimination. We all know there is no protection which is 100%, but only by collaboration and open sharing, and I can only underline what you said, in the right circles, Government, academia, business, as well as the international community must cooperate and communicate. So if the mega trends we talked about, if they define how our businesses are, how we develop our businesses, and if they need digitalization, and if digitalization needs to be secure, and if we only can create the security by cooperating and partnering, I would say then we are at the right place at the right time. All the best for the conference today, and safe cyber time for all of you. Thank you very much.